Well, if you have NASCAR friends and they disappeared for you maybe for a day, they were probably watching the new Netflix series called NASCAR Full Speed, 5-episode series, roughly following the playoffs from last year. Featured about a half dozen drivers. So far has played to really high reviews. Alexis, Erickson, have you digested it yet?
I have. Yep, I did. I wanted to watch it the very first day it came out, but I have a 2-year-old, so that was impossible. I had to watch it like 3 days later. But I tell you what, you think, oh, well, somebody who follows the sport as closely as I do, surely there can't be any spoilers. But, you know, there were some things in the series that even I didn't know at the time, i.e. The seriousness of Denny Hamlin's shoulder, those things. And so I was trying to dodge spoilers. But yes, I have digested it all, and I too thought that it was very well done.
Brad Gillie, your thoughts on NASCAR Full Speed, the new Netflix miniseries?
I really thought as the series went on, they did a good job of truly taking us, and I hate to use the phrase behind the scenes because I don't think that necessarily does it justice, but actually taking people inside of what really goes on from a lot of different perspectives. You know, some drivers are really guarded, like, say, Ross Chastain, and, you know, they got to hang out with him at the lake and do some different things. Denny Hamlin, what's going on through his house and a lot of the other things that are going on with him. I really enjoyed the fact that when they brought Christopher Bell into it, they were very candid with the producer off camera saying, you know, when we started this, you know, we asked him, who do you think the players are going to be? And Christopher says, and I wasn't one of them. At that point, he had made it to the round of 8, and now we have to start following Christopher Bell, who made it all the way to the championship 4 round again for the second year in a row. I did like the way it was all put together, and I like the way the drama built up to the championship and the way they followed that. And truthfully, I don't know that I've seen a better highlights package for the season finale at Phoenix than what we saw in that final episode of the Netflix series, because I was even watching it, and to Alexis' point, I thought I already knew the story, and I'm thinking, oh man, this is pretty good. This is even better than what I remember.
If you were a casual NASCAR fan, I think this really lets you in on the inside of some of the drivers. Denny Hamlin is easily the featured player in this. The first 2 episodes especially are really heavy with Denny Hamlin. You get Denny Hamlin unfiltered and raw, and you get Denny Hamlin, the loving dad, taking care of his girls. So those 2 things I really like. Alexis?
I was just going to say, I think the reason why Denny Hamlin was so compelling to the producers who had full creative control over what would eventually air it is twofold. It's, you know, that Denny Hamlin is Denny Hamlin, and we all know him to be someone who's not afraid to say what he thinks, but also because, you know, he's got that dual role. And we saw a lot of Denny Hamlin driver, but we also saw a lot of Denny Hamlin the owner, and I think that was very compelling too.
Brad, did you feel we got all sides of Denny?
I think we got headlines. How about that?
Yeah.
If you were comparing it to a newspaper, but I think we got several headlines. So when you say all sides, yeah, I think it touched on all sides. I would look forward to what the subsequent series are and the subsequent seasons and all that, and who they follow, and whether Denny's still a part of that story or if it's someone else or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we did see a lot of different things from Denny Hamlin that we typically don't see. And look, he's been a pretty open guy, especially last year, starting his Denny Detrimental podcast and all the other things. So it was kind of refreshing to see a lot of different parts of him and what he has going on.
Some of the other players that get featured, good bit of Joey Logano in there, Kyle Busch, of course, Ryan Blaney, who wins the championship. There's a lot about him. If you haven't seen it, we're not going to give you a whole lot of spoilers. By the way, the little thing that I found out that I did not know, and it just fascinated me, is that William Byron.
I knew that's what you were going to say. I knew it.
That's
He
awesome.
puts together Legos.
Okay, that Titanic that he had, that one is like 10,000, almost 10,000 pieces. That one is gigantic. I was even impressed by that.
That was something. My daughter and son-in-law, that's their hobby. They have a Lego room in their house, and when I saw that, I went, okay, he just went up a notch in my book, you know. And it humanizes the drivers.
Absolutely.
That's the best part I thought about it. So if you're a Netflix subscriber and you haven't watched it yet, if you're listening to this show, you've probably already watched it. But if you haven't, it's a pretty good watch, and it's real short. I think
easily digestible.
The runtime is probably just
45 minutes an episode, I think.
So a little bit north of 3 hours and a half. So check it out. It's NASCAR Full Speed on Netflix. This is not a paid endorsement.